Welcome back to RXMuscle's Iron Road to the Olympia 2018, brought to you by Redcon One. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today's guest is the giant killer of the 212 division, Shaun Clarida.
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me on.
And I forgot to mention, New York Pro 212 champ too, as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Now that was a great battle you had between Zane Watson and yourself. I just had him on the show before, and he was a big guy that you kind of knocked off too. I mean, you tend to beat all the big guys. I mean, because you tend to be the smallest guy up there, which is really, people would think it's a disadvantage, but for you, you see it as an advantage because you come in here, these people underestimate you, and you wind up taking them out.
I mean, people, want to, yell that it's the number. The number means nothing. It's all about the balance, the structure, the conditioning, and presentation. And I feel I bring everything together when needed to, and I do well with it.
Yeah. It really is. It's just proportion, because I think that one of the biggest guys I've ever seen on stage was also the probably the lightest guy I've ever seen on stage, which was Marvin Ward. He was 4'9" and 4'11", and the guy was like huge looking when you would see him on stage. You have that same appearance. You appear bigger than life.
Yeah, Marvin Ward was one of those guys I looked up to when I was coming into the sport, because he was only 4'10", 150 pounds. And slamming guys left and right, man. I'm like, well, if this guy could do it.
He looked like Lee Haney on stage, though, if you didn't know how tall he was,
Yeah, he's so thick. It's crazy.
Now, obviously, going into this 212 event, it's a stacked lineup. Obviously, this is going to be Flex Lewis's last hurrah, so to speak. But we got a lot of new blood in there. What would Shaun Clarida be happy with leaving Olympia weekend?
Our goal has always been first call out, top 5. That's the goal going into this year's Olympia. Obviously, having the momentum from the New York Pro, having a full 15 weeks as opposed to a couple other Olympias. My body's fresh. I'm in a good spot, and I think we're going to definitely push for a top 5 finish this year.
Over the last 2 years, you put on a lot of muscle, over 15 pounds, and that's a lot on your frame. Can you get bigger? Is that the goal at this point? How much bigger do you think you need to be to really be dominant, where you could be winning, big events?
Honestly, I can step on stage around 180, 185 solid. I think I'll be good. But at the same time, if I look at my physique and I see it's not the way it should be, or it looks like I'm blowing my lines out, my conditioning, then it's not going to be worth it for me, because I won my pro card and I won pro shows just having a better look. So, I'm winning shows at 150 pounds, 170 pounds. So even if I could put on 3, 4, 5 pounds, I'll be good with that.
Right. And I think the fact that you've done it kind of gradually, which is, it worked for you. You put it in the right places. You haven't put it in the wrong places. And so far, it's worked to your advantage. When you first started out bodybuilding, I'm sure people probably thought you were crazy, because you're one of the shorter guys out there. People are probably like, you're never going to be a pro bodybuilder. I mean, and they told Dexter Jackson the same thing, but you're a lot shorter than Dexter Jackson. Was that did that hurt you emotionally when you were coming up? How did you use that to fuel you to become a better bodybuilder?
Yeah, it didn't hurt me at all. It actually motivated me. People saying you're too short for this, you're not going to do well as a pro, yada, yada, yada. And that just fueled me every single day. I remember when I turned pro at the Nationals in 2012, I had people literally saying, congratulations, your career is over. Because there were no atoms doing well in the pro leagues. And I'm like, that's not me. I know if I continue to push hard and work toward that goal, I can make it. And I did. I've done it.
I mean, I guess the fact that when you win that New York Pro, that's the greatest validation you could possibly get, right? For all the people who out there said that you'd never do it.
Seriously, that was probably one of the highlights of my career, Dave. That's my 5th year doing a New York Pro. Every year I've gotten better in placings and in my physique, and finally we were able to nail the win there. So that was definitely a big win for my entire team.
How far up the ladder do you think that you can go with your physique? Are you shooting for the top at this point?
Absolutely, I want to be Mr. Olympia. Period. If your goal is not to be Mr. Olympia, then why are you doing this?
Well, I mean, some people realistically don't believe that they can be Mr. Olympia, but you have a structure that could certainly be very, very, very competitive with the right amount of tools added to it, so to speak. We talk about how much bigger you said you'd like to be, another 10 pounds. Where do you think you need the most work? Which part of your physique?
Definitely the 3 main areas that I've been focusing on a lot this past 2 years have been my chest, my back, and my calves. Obviously, I work with Matt Jansen, who handles all my diet and nutritional, but I also work with John Meadows, who who formulates all my training programs. So obviously he looks at all my photos, see what needs to be worked on. Again, those 3 areas are where we focus on a lot for this prep, and they've definitely improved a lot. It'll definitely show come Olympia.
You were almost remind me of like a David Henry, because when he was coming up, no one saw him coming too. And I remember I was doing a guest posing. It had to be maybe 2003 in Texas. It was at the heart of Texas or something like that. And he guest posed right before I did, and I'm like, I knew who he was, 'cause I've seen him at shows. I'm like, where did this guy come from? Because he had gotten his pro card, and I'm like, this guy's going to be fucking dangerous. I said, no one even knows he's coming. And that's when he came out. He won the Olympia, a couple years after that. So I think I see you in that same path right now of someone that no one really expected, and you're kind of quietly creeping behind people and knocking people out left and right.
Yeah, I actually look at forums now. I don't post much. I just kind of scan. And I see people admittedly saying, hey, I never believed that he can do this, or never believed he'd be in the position he's in right now. And it feels great to hear that, and that these people actually now are believers. Because I've always believed in myself. I mean, if you can't believe in yourself, then, I don't know what to tell you.
That's right. Well, then you're never going to make it if you don't believe in yourself. So I know you got some sponsors you want to just thank for supporting you. Feel free.
Yeah, I want to thank, obviously, Chris Jardine from Straight Jacket USA and Drink Flow. He's been in my corner since before I was winning shows, and he's always supported me. Obviously, my supplement line, Jack Factory, a Canadian-based company, as well as Clean Eats Meal Prep. They're a meal prep company out of New Jersey who've been supporting me this year, providing me all my meals, and kind of taking the stress off of all the cooking and the weighing and everything. So, obviously them, and then obviously my coach team, my coaches, Matt and John, and of course, number one, my girlfriend, who is my training partner, my motivator, my everything. So I thank everyone for the support, and I couldn't do it without them.
You train with your girlfriend?
Every single day.
Really? Cardio. Wow. And you guys are still on good terms, huh?
That's our time together, because she works. Obviously, I don't see her much during the day. So we're up at 4:30 in the morning doing cardio together.
Wow.
She goes to work, and then when she comes home, we go train, and then come home and go to sleep. So that's our time together.
Wow. What? She can spot you on the heavy weights and all that stuff?
Honestly, Dave, that's the only one I trust, to be honest.
Really? What? That's a good relationship right there. You stick with that. Don't let her go. That's for sure.
Yeah, she definitely pushes me. She's a hard ass. Won't blow smoke up my ass. So,
does she compete?
No, not yet. She just loves training. She was actually a heavier girl who on her own lost over 150 pounds.
Wow. Interesting.
So, it's awesome.
Cool. I'm glad that you got a good relationship going there. Like I said, those are very precious. Make sure you cherish that. And best of luck up on that Olympia stage. We'll see you in Las Vegas in a couple weeks.
Thank you, Dave. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys there, and hopefully get to that top 5.
Absolutely. The giant killer himself, Shaun Clarida. And that's going to take us to the end of another episode of RX Muscle's Iron Road to the Olympia 2018, brought to you by Redcon One. I'm Dave Palumbo. We'll see you next time. Thanks, man, Shaun.
All right, Dave. Thank you, guys.